All right, y'all. The Wood Memorial's back this year after being canceled last year because of the, you know. Anyway, at Aqueduct, mile and an eighth, 750K. Now, you got to go back to 2000 to get the last time this race produced a Derby winner. However, still a big Derby prep race because it's coming out of New York. So you know who's the winner's going and probably second place horse. So all eyes are on this race all the time. We'll see. Maybe there's a Derby win in here, possibly, but we're gonna have to check it out. Number 1, Brooklyn Strong. All right, this horse is out of Wicked Strong, New York bred horse. His last out, decent win. One of the horses that's actually run a mile and 8 in this race. Some have, some haven't. In the Remsen. However, Joel Rosario was riding him in that race. Rosario's not aboard him this time. So this time we're going to have to see. They got Manny Franco aboard. We saw what he did. Got a big win last year. The Belmont with Tiz the Law, but then pretty much fell apart for Tiz the Law the rest of the time. So Manny Franco's got his work cut out for him in this one. This horse isn't anywhere near as good as Tiz the Law. But good record running of horses. Won 3 of his last 4 outings, third in one of them. Had a bunch of different jockeys, but he had Ortiz and he had Rosario. So Manny Franco's going to have to see if he can keep up. Next we got the 2 Crowded Trade. This was a more than ready horse. Last out in the Gotham. Second by a nose behind Wyvern, the 8. So he's back here. Eric cancels aboard him again. Time was a bit slow in that one. They kind of went slow around the track on, only a 48-second opening half. So they ended up with a 138. I expect them to go a bit faster than that today. First time out, Manny Franco actually rode this horse to a win, 6 furlongs. So he's back now. Had those 2 races at Aqueduct. Crowded Trade back to get this one now. He might be a bit outclassed in this one, but keep your eye on him. I mean, he's done well in both races. He won and he lost by a nose. They got him at 4-1. So there we go. Number 2. Number 3 is Bourbonic. All right, this one's a Todd Pletcher horse. 30-1. I guarantee it's not going to be 30-1 when it goes off because it's Todd Pletcher. Kendrick Caramucci's riding him. This horse, decent breeding, bred by Bernardini. Got a Fleet Alex on the other side of that tree. So we got a last outing there on this one. Mile and 70 yards. It was J. Rodriguez riding him there. He ran second. Now that one was behind the 10, Market Maven. So that horse is going to be back here facing off. He'll be facing off again. Caramucci's back aboard him. He got a win on him in the race before that one at a mile. I think this horse may be outclassed as well, but Pletcher, he's got him in there. He might just have the horse in there just to get in the way. You know what I mean? Do a little something for his other horse he's got in there, Dynamic One. I think is really the one he's counting on. But he may try to use Bourbonic to make the pace a little bit too fast, or vice versa. I really think he might use Bourbonic One for that if he's going to do that. But who knows? It's Pletcher. But this horse is decent breeding. Last couple outings have been decent. So you don't want to really count him out either. I think a lot of these horses are very evenly matched. I think he's pretty evenly matched right along with these. Maybe a little bit on the lower side, but who knows? They're still coming up, and I think these horses could really win. Number 4, Risk Taking. They got him as the morning line favorite. I don't know about these odds, 5-2. He's a Medaglia d'Oro horse. Mother's Father's Distorted Humor. So decent breeding with this one. I ride Ortiz Jr.'s aboard. That's a big reason I think that they got him at 5-2. I don't know about the horse though. He's coming off of 2 big wins, off of not that much competition. Broke his maiden, $80,000 maiden special weight, and he got a win in the Withers. Two big wins there. Eric Cancel rode him in the Withers. Jose Lezcano rode him in the maiden race. Got Irad Ortiz Jr. aboard him now. Now, the funny thing is Irad Ortiz Jr. rode him twice before that and lost. So, wasn't able to get a win on him in the first two races, in maiden races. They take him off, or he goes somewhere else. This horse wins, and now he's back aboard him. Horse is trained by Chad Brown, so Chad Brown coaxed him back aboard the horse. We'll see. I mean, you got to like Irad Ortiz Jr. Horse looks decent, but the only thing about him is he hasn't been tested, I don't think. I mean, I think really these races, 48-second opening half, 49-second opening half, they didn't really run too fast. So I don't really know what this horse can really do. The workouts are okay, nothing to write home about. Risk taking, morning line favorite, but a weak number on that at 5-2. The 5 Dynamic 1. All right. Todd Pletcher horse again, out of Union Rags. Mother's Father Smart Strike. It's decent breeding again. On this one, they got him at 12-1. Jose Ortiz riding his. So this one, Irad Ortiz's brother, sitting right next to him on the 5. Another decent looking horse, Kendrick Karamucci, who is riding the 3, is Pletcher's got him on the 3 and has got Jose Ortiz aboard the 5. But Karamucci had the last win aboard this horse. Irad Ortiz Jr. also rode this horse and was not able to get a win. But his brother's aboard him now. Hasn't ridden him before, but hey, we'll see what he's got. Another decent looking horse, pretty closely matched along with these rest of these horses. Number 6, Prevalence. Prevalence, probably the best horse in the race, honestly. Medaglia d'Oro horse. Ghost Sapper, you know I like Ghost Sapper, so got Ghost Sapper on the other side. Good workouts on this one, 47-second breezing, a couple before he's got a 1-minute breezing. Tyler Gaffleone's riding him. He's ridden him both the other races. Horse is undefeated, got 2 big wins, maiden special weight win, allowance optional claimer win. That's at 7 furlongs and at a mile. So he's stretching out here at 1.25 miles. Should be able to handle that distance based on the breeding. Got Gaffleone aboard him now. We'll see what he does. He's going to have a good shot to win this one. But depending on how this pace works out and how he rides this horse, I don't think it's going to be too easy for him. Number 7, Candyman Rocket. All right, Candyman Rocket, Junior Alvarado. Going to be aboard this one. This is a Bill Mott horse out of Candy Ride. Now, Candyman Rocket, Junior Alvarado rode him his last out in the Tampa Bay Derby. He didn't show up to ride in that one, 11th place in that one. For that, did get a win in the Sam F. Davis. Decent time there, I guess you'd say, down in Tampa. But he's going to have to do better than this one. I think if he can keep a decent pace, they got him at 12-1. If he can keep a decent pace in this race and he can get a decent ride, I mean, he might be able to hit the board. I don't really like him to win, though. I think he might be a bit outmatched. But Candyman Rocket, we'll see. 12-1, maybe, I don't know. 8 is Wyvern. I know a lot of people are probably going to like this horse. He's a 9-2. Pioneer, the Nile horse. Mother's father's AP Indy. Now he's Ontario bred. He's got some strong breeding from some strong Kentucky horses there. Trevor McCarthy's riding him. Got his last win in the Gotham by a nose. So he did get a win on this track. Got that win by a nose over the 2 Crowded Trades. So got a rematch with them. They're back here again. I just think this race is going to be a bit different. I don't think they're going to ride as slow because of the 9 here. The 9, Market Maven, Dexter Hadcock riding this horse, a Pennsylvania-bred horse. This horse at 30-1, I think, is probably going to set the pace. Now, based on his last out, this mile 70 yards, he came out there pretty strong. 40 open in half, 46 seconds. Race before that, 7 furlongs, he had the lead in that one at 48 seconds. So I think he's probably going to come out here and get a decent lead in this one. Be the only speed in the race. if I knew more about Hadcock or trusted him, I might think he might be able to steal the race. But I think because these other jockeys are much more familiar with this track, I don't think they're really going to let that happen. I think they're going to come after him, even though the horse is probably capable of stealing the race and getting it. I don't know if Hadcock's going to have it in him. Wyvern taking it, Market Maven taking the lead, and following behind him, I like Wyvern. Probably right behind him. Probably going to be a 46, maybe 47 second opening half. These other horses aren't really going to be used to that. But I think they are going to be right behind him. Probably taking it kind of easy, probably a bit too easy for some of these other horses that are a bit slow. The more familiar jockeys, I think, are going to be on the pace a little bit more. The 4 risk taking, 5 dynamic 1, and I think Prevalence is a good horse. Like I said, I think he's probably the best horse in the race. They'll probably have him in there. When it comes down to it, I think those are the 3 horses that are going to move in and try to take that lead. I think that Irad Ortiz Jr. is going to end up getting the win just because his timing and familiarity with this track, with risk taking. I think Tyler Gaffalione is probably going to wait a bit too late. He probably just needs to go and just go ahead and try to get the lead and win it. But I'm not sure if he's really going to do that. I think he's probably going to hold the horse back a bit. By the time he tries to get going, might get caught in some traffic. I don't know. I just don't really trust him to get the win in this one. I think Prevalence runs second, so I got him second. I got Dynamic 1, Jose Ortiz in there running third. Now for 4th place, I went with the 3. Bourbonic, Kendrick Caramucci, the other Todd Pletcher horse in there. So that's how I got the Wood here picked up. We still got the Santa Anita Derby to do. Got my video on Bluegrass Stakes. You guys can check that one out. That one's already online. But that's how I see this one. Tight race. I think anybody really could win this one if they run the right race, because it is pretty tightly matched. Like I said, I think Prevalence really is the best horse, but I think with the best combo in this one, I'm going with the 4 risk taking, even though he is the favorite. I think that's the reason he is the favorite, and I'm going with him too. So going with risk taking for the win in the Wood, 4-6-5-3.